Hey guys, Mubarak here of In Penny Stock and Crypto Theory. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I want to continue talking about ICOs and more specifically in this case, IDOs. Okay, and I'm going to explain what that is and talk about a really cool platform, go into the NFT space, and really just this project has kind of done it right. Has really what I feel has taken the right kind of steps and the right collaboration and mix of proper tactics from different offerings and really just has their stuff together, right? And I want to highlight all the features that I really like of this feature and this token sale as we go through it. All right. So what you're seeing is it's called Prostarter IDO, and it's basically a launchpad platform that has a few cool different features. Okay. So this is the beginning of the white paper. As always, make sure the very least you are using and looking at platforms that have what do you call that have um, white papers. If they don't have that, really, it's like going into a business without a filing and without a business plan. You can do it. It's not the smartest, and when you're looking for things, again, this is not investment advice, purely educational. Just a little disclaimer, but if you're looking into things that you want to be a part of or that you want to put your hard-earned income and money into, it's probably wise to do it in something that has really a thought out and well system locked in. So, this is pretty cool. I've been really looking into the NFT space and the IDO space. So, the IDO stands for Initial DEX Offering, and essentially that is kind of a different technology and a type of token, basically on the back end. It's definitely, I'll do another video on IDO specifically and kind of the big differences between that and an ICO, but the concept is the same, right? The principles that you need to use in order to make this decision to invest or trade or get involved into a project like this is still fundamentally sound with the same process. But these guys did it really well, and let me kind of get into a little bit about what they are. So, first of all, they're launching kind of on the 8th, and they'll be on Uniswap on the 10th, and the specific details I'll go into, but now is the right time to take a look at this project. So it's called Prostarter IDO. And essentially, they're creating a platform where you can kind of launch NFTs, like create them, set them up. There's a marketplace within it. And what I really like, though, and what I'm going to probably spend a decent amount talking about is their actual token economics and the advantages that they have set up within their system. All right. So let's go a little bit more into the white paper. You always want to make sure that you kind of go through this and understand it. And this one has a great one. I like how they have the links here. The whole key thing is that there's so many different offerings now, right? And there's almost like 9,000 of them or something, 9,576. And, a few years ago when I first got into all of this on the crypto side, I've been trading stocks for almost a decade now, but been applying those kind of trading principles and been able to profit a lot off of the same kind of dynamics here in the crypto world. And you want to just increase your odds of success. All right. Nothing is going to be black and white. The best businesses of the world go up and down. Every person has their time or not, and every company does too. But all we're doing here and all I do in all my analysis and my videos is try to go into what specific items and tactics and things you should look into to feel confident that you're making the best type of decision, right? Because that's all, really we can do. So they talk right away about DEX and, why they set it up. Definitely good to read through this and understand what the focus is, what's going on here, what they say they're trying to solve, why they're starting. So, I'll link to this in the show notes in the description below, but definitely make sure that you have read through this, and in any type of IDO or ICO that you look at, you want to take a look into that. So the cool thing is that these guys are launching their coin token PROT, and they're going to do it with a pretty solid system and kind of token sales. So before I get into the economics of the token sales, I just want to go over to you guys the main features that they're going to have when they launch, built into their kind of program or their code, their backend. So it's essentially going to be a platform for other IDOs and for other companies. So it's almost like, if you think about it, like WeFunder, Republic, or Startup Engine, which Kevin O'Leary just got associated with. But that's kind of the program that they're building. So they're becoming a marketplace. They're becoming a platform for which other people can launch off of in terms of, building their companies, building their blockchain projects, starting their tokens, starting their NFTs. And so that's kind of a really, really big portion of it all. This is pretty cool features of it. I'll recommend you guys go through it. To if you have any specifics, this is a pretty detailed white paper. You can tell that they really put their time into it. They put links, they put videos. Sometimes you see like a Google Drive link with just a basic Google Doc that is just on Microsoft Word or something. It's all just about, if they put that much time into this, obviously there's still potential risk and everything, but at least they have a team. At least they have their quote unquote shit together, right? So definitely kind of explore through this. The cool thing though here is that they are also really going to be able to pick up a lot of hype by riding the right trends, right? So the cryptocurrency wave is already among us. Elon Musk is going to talk about Dogecoin Saturday. Doge has broken some crazy highs, and I'll talk about that in another video. But there's a real big advantage to this company being involved in the NFT space and being able to kind of put together an NFT marketplace. They're one of the first movers in the space. So, regardless, they're moving fast enough where they'll be able to make it, catch the wave and get successful there. They have some cool promos for Pro Kings, and that goes into their token economics and their roadmap. But, now I've been talking about their economics a little bit. I want to talk to you guys about how they're going to launch and what they're going to do specifically. All right. So right away, you need to know how they're going to do their whitelisting. And so essentially what that is that it's a time frame within an IDO or an ICO. Again, ICO is initial coin offering. IDO is initial DEX offering. It's the same general concept. They're trying to raise funds. They're trying to blast and present their type of token to the market. In this case, it's PROT. And that is kind of how they're going. This is going to go into detail about the specifics of their raise. So this is another link that you can kind of click into in the show notes if you want to follow along or go into more detail. But this is important information that you need to know to understand, right? And after you've seen a couple of these, some of these items might not fully make sense right off the bat when you're new, depending on how experienced you are as a cryptocurrency trader or as a potential investor into these types of ICOs and IDOs. But you can rest assured that these guys kind of have their stuff together, at least from the current moment and from the raise standpoint. So these are the different rules that follow. They're not going into any kind of weird spaces, which is comfortable. This makes me feel better about kind of how they're setting it up. And they have all these links down here. So essentially what I want to talk about is that with the Prostarter, Prostarter.io, with their platform, they're going to be launching on Uniswap on May 10th, May 13th, Hotbit, May 17th, Probit, and then they'll probably continue. I like how they have this little drop list, which means that they're actively looking into it. They have a plan and a game plan in order to try to raise their funds and try to get them going. So this is the most important feature of Prostarter.io, or at least currently, these are the really great items that they have. One-time KYC, right? That's a pretty nice feature, just makes it simpler. But really, the cool thing is the live whitelisting and the guaranteed allocation. For anybody who's done any ICOs and IDOs in the past, you'll know that sometimes whitelisting basically is what they, when you register and you apply, as long as you fit the details and you follow the qualifications and you're eligible, then they'll whitelist you. But what happens sometimes is that you get whitelisted, and actually this happens a fair amount of time. You'll get whitelisted, so you think that you're about to be involved, and then they'll never actually give you an allocation. So you'll never get the ability to get a token, and then it kind of destroys the whole point of what you were trying to do in the first place, right? So Prostarter.io, again, this is why I think that these guys are experienced, and In a little bit, we're going to go into their team and go through that. And that's definitely another main analytical point or review point that you should be doing in your due diligence when you're looking at any type of ICO or any type of IDO. These are some good partnerships, and this is the roadmap, right? So you want to take a look kind of when they were created, not too long ago, pretty good. They took about 6 months to at least get the basis down, at least have some of the simple things down. But you really want to look into what they're doing in the future. All right. If there's any project that doesn't have a solid roadmap, that doesn't have, items that they're working towards, that's a red flag, because why are they even around, right? Like you're investing into a business, you're investing into a project. They need to have something, right? The only ones that fail are the people that pretty much just run the funds and do a raise and then leave. And when they don't have a roadmap and they do that, and if you lose money, you only have yourself to blame, right? So in this scenario, it's pretty solid. So this is kind of more specifics on their token distribution, pretty standard items that they have. It pretty much gives you the breakdown of how they're allocating the funds and what they're going to put it into. It's good. They're going to have an app. This is probably the most important part. What I highly recommend is going through and making sure that you feel comfortable with these types of individuals, right? The team and advisors, the CEO, the C-level people. Go through and make sure that you feel confident that they're able to run a team, run a platform, and be successful with it. All right, because if you're going to be putting around your own money, your own money into any concept like this, you just need to be sure that that team is a scalable team that can take it far. All right, now, if you see on the top here, they talk about Zeroswap. And so let me kind of go to that. And the cool thing is that this is almost like an exchange. It's not really, though. It's like there's a couple different ones out like this. What this platform does is basically the ability for you to kind of switch and exchange your tokens without having to pay fees and lose money in between, right? So if you want to, a lot of US people, if you're watching this, you have Robinhood, you have Coinbase, and the fees that you have to pay. And that's a little frustrating because it cuts into your profits. But what's even more frustrating is if you're trying to go and buy a cryptocurrency and it's not on those platforms, right? So then what you have to do is you have to purchase something, you have to go into a token, and you need to kind of exchange it out and do a swap. Well, these platforms, Zeroswap IDO, Uniswap, all of these types of platforms are built in a setup so that way you can easily exchange one for another and create these types of bridges. So the cool thing is that these guys already have certain partners and platforms to do their IDO. So they have Zeroswap basically, and that the token sale of this type of token, which is going to be PROT, is already set up to launch on these guys' website. So it's good. They've taken the right steps that they're going to launch, and they're going to be able to immediately do token sales with these different types of chains, Ethereum, Polygon, Huobi's, Hiko chain. And this is pretty much how you would participate in the token sale. So they have kind of different steps. They have their Uniswap one. Let me go back to their website so you guys can just take a look on kind of the progression of it. And each time one of these kind of launches or exchanges happens, you'll probably see some type of little uptick just because, there's more distribution, there's more marketing, there's more people that will be involved in it. So again, I'm going to link to this also on the show notes because it's different token sales and different types of involvement you need to do, right? So you're going to need to do some type of staking or some type of locking in order to earn, look at this. This is insane. 64% interest for just staking this. Like, the returns in cryptocurrency and blockchain in this year are just insanity. And I don't know if we'll ever see opportunities like this again. All right. Like what you see here, this 64% in 90 days, that's like unheard of returns, right? Your credit card is 20% and you hate it. And it's like considered the worst debt in the world. So you're getting 3x that in 90 days rather than a whole year. And obviously this is prorated for APY. So this APR and APY are a little different. So just make sure that you are confident about that. But I'll link to this tab in the show notes. But yeah, I mean, I definitely covered a good amount of it. I'll be following up with the progress and traction of it But these guys have it covered. These guys have partnered with the right people. They've done their due diligence. They have the right experience. They set up their protocol and backend with the right type of setup. So it makes me very interested in kind of how this is going to play out, right? And then obviously look more into the specific ways upon which they say they're going to allocate their funds. But all in all, you should be comparing any other projects to kind of the success and kind of style of these, right? Because if they have certain things covered, like in their features here, where is it? Let me get you the features right here. These items right here, especially the live whitelisting and really the guaranteed allocation, means that, you'll be covered, right? So like you can see you get a separate time to claim the token allocation, because sometimes when you miss it, they say that it's already sold out and you just don't want to put yourself in that position. So hope this makes sense. If you guys do have any questions regarding Prostarter IO, IDOs, NFTs, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me at admin@inpennystock.com. Again, that's admin, ADMIN, @inpennystock.com. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Take care.